Hi dear friends and friendly subscribers, welcome back to my channel. This is Inner Hill Tarot, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. As you see, I have like 6 different decks in front of me with different tags on it. It's the Fling, Puppy Love, Break Time, Happily Ever After, Love at First Sight. It's complicated. And why we're doing this, because today I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do a video reaction to Lisa Papes, one of the famous YouTuber for tarot tuber, we call it, right? Tarot tuber in YouTube basically, and she's with 3 different people, also famous tarot tubers. They're making this deck crush, hashtag deck crush. I should add it actually. Let me add it now. So she created a video of hashtag deck crush that actually she's highlighting some of the decks that she has in her collection, either new or old, that you know, create the and put it in a criteria with a kind of like crushes and kind of a different kind of love for human, when we have a kind of feeling to for other human being basically. So I'm really interested in this, and I decided to join in, you know. So here it is. Please let me know if you like this video or not, and don't forget to subscribe, comment and share, of course, like always. But I think it is fun, and actually when I saw how Lisa Papes doing it, I feel so grateful that I'm living in a country where I can participate in a fun things like this, you know. I don't have to think about you know, potholes on the road or things like this, or taxes, or like I'm sorry to say, or in war or something like that. So I'm really totally grateful that I can enjoy my life during the weekend and see a YouTuber doing something and I can join in, you know. I think, yeah, I feel just really grateful to be here. And thank you guys again for your subscribing to my channel. Also to, yeah, to do to comments and to share my channel as well. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's get started then. It's 3 minutes already. Okay, so in Lisa's video there should be like 8 different categories, but I didn't put one category. I will say to you which one later on, and I combine one category into one, 2 categories into one. So but because my categories, like she, in her channel, she just put one deck for each category. But for me, because I don't like just one deck in one categories, and I have a same feeling for different decks. So that's why I'm doing it my way, and you know, kind of mix and match, and you know, how do you call it, I improvise a little bit in my way. So I hope you like it. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is the same category with Lisa's, and that one is, hold on a minute, I don't want you guys to open it yet to know. So the first category is the Fling. So for me, the Fling is, I agree with her description of Fling. It's something that you have a little bit of fun with it for, and quite intensely for a while, but then you kind of not really using the deck anymore, or you don't really, I don't, not you, but I don't really feel a big connection at this moment with this deck. And my Fling deck is the first one is the 5C Tarot by Madame Clara. And yeah, for me it's a little bit weird, this 5C Tarot, because before I obtain it, I really into it, you know. I was kind of dreaming about it and stuff, and it's really weird. My 5C Tarot is like the second edition, and the first time I got it last summer, I was on with it all the time. Like I use it every morning, and you know, to do my own work. And why wouldn't I? Yeah, it's a really beautiful deck, right? So I like this deck a lot. Also, the first time ever when I use it, because of the keyword as well. And for some reason, when I do a lot of reading with it, only necessary things come up. So it's sometimes it's only the keyword, sometimes it's only the image of the, like, spring on the rabbit. What does that mean, you know? So it is a little bit weird. It is a little bit weird that now I don't feel connected to it, but we had a lot of fun together, I think. And for me, I have a lot of big insights, like yeah, like for example, when I see this card, I see like subconscious immediately and intuition instead of the whole picture. So it's kind of give me the feeling of treasure hunt with this deck, you know. And it's sometimes it's just like very interesting because it have links sometimes. So for example, I'm just looking at this, and then I'm looking at that, and another deck I'm looking at the seashells, things like this. So it's been like a really fun deck to work with, and I don't know why I'm not connecting with it at the minute. But I guess also because of the nature of the deck is really summery to me. The color of the back, you know, and the back and the boxes, and also inside the deck itself is very summery feeling. So I guess I'm going to have fun with it again later on soon. Looking forward to it. So yeah, that's my Fling deck number 1. And let me see, where is my Fling deck number 2, if I can find it. I already prepared for it. Hold on, guys. Okay, yes, I think my Fling deck number 2 is this one. Yes. Also, you see, it's Tarot Never Tarry by Los Caradio. I really love this deck as well. You see, it's being worn a little bit, and I used to bring this deck everywhere I go, also on a holiday, especially when I go on holiday for summer solstice time, because the color is with the golden like this, you know. I even make silent flip through video outdoor with this deck because I love it so much. And yeah, I make like a lot of past life readings with this one because the nature of the deck, of course. At some point I'm just like so obsessed of my past life. So I it's a short fling, of course, and I'm reading quite intense with it all the time. But yeah, it's so beautiful. I really love this deck as well. And like you see, it's also the same. It's very golden, and it's not really reflective of what's happening within my vicinity right now. So that's why I'm just like taking a break, and I'm not interested in working with her at all at this time. Maybe when come spring and summer again, we will be together again. So yeah, this is my 2 Fling decks. Yeah, you see both are like yellow, so yeah, there's definitely something there. So there it is. Moving on, number 2 is the Puppy Love deck. Puppy Love. So dum ba da dum pam pam. My Puppy Love deck, and about the definition of puppy love, according to Lisa, is a love that you know, it's like more like a crush really. And when you're like in teenager time, and you kind of playing house a little bit, you know, but not really because you're still very young. And so I think I interpreted it in the deck. It's like you kind of have a relationship a little bit with it, but not that deep. And right now you're kind of not there. And in my case, one is not there, but the other deck is apparently still there. You know, I'm still discovering the other deck. And which one is it for me? Pam pararam pam pam. Yes, for me, my puppy love deck number 1 is the Yokai Yochi by the Booba Plague. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is with this deck, it was really cool when I got it. And oh, the lights just went out. Oh my god, what's happening? Anyway, okay then, you don't want to have the lights on. This is one of the reason why I have this deck as a puppy love as well, because of that. It's a bit wild ride with this deck actually, and yeah, it's a little bit hard to interpret straight off the bat actually, because the guidebook is very thin and it's not really giving a lot of information. So you kind of have to make like your own homework to find out all of these yokai, where they are coming from, and what kind of sort of emotional or the baggage of this yokai itself. And honestly, it's not very easy deck to read for me, but I really love the drawings as well. The drawing is really, really beautiful. At least that's what I think. But it's just like, for example, this king. What kind of king? You know, it's a king of pentacles. I just wish that yeah, there's more clarity, like number 6 of wands like this. It is clear, right? But some of the parts is not very easy to read. So yeah, I put some effort into it actually. It's just not working anymore at this point. So I kind of put it in the background right now. I think when it's near in July or June, I will work with it again. It is a beautiful deck though. Look at it. It's such a nice, I mean, it's almost black and white, of course I know, but the aesthetic is very Japanese in my opinion. It's so beautiful. So that is my puppy love number 1. And I am looking forward to work with this deck again, of course. I really love it that it's in my collection. And my other puppy love is actually, I'm in the middle of it right now. It's Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. And I really love this deck right now. And I work with it almost every day. I also make some videos with it. I'm trying not to make too many because otherwise it's boring, but I do enjoy the images of this deck. because it's quite rich as well, and it's not 100% Rider White Smith. It has its own flavor to it. So to me, it's always, I like a new challenge, you know, but maybe that's why it will be always just puppy love, because I encounter too much challenge and I can't figure out the message. Then I go back to my old deck as well. So maybe that is my pattern in the puppy love. But it is really beautiful, you know, the color and the images that they have. For example, like this Five of Swords, right? Look at this. It's like I don't want to say multiple personality disorder, but maybe it's also sub-personality, you know. You can be a different kind of person to different kind of people, and incorporating different kind of wisdom when you approach people. There's something new again in the archetype that I didn't see it before, you know, in other deck. And if you want to check out my deeper feeling of this deck right now that I'm in love with, in a puppy love way, you can check out my silent flip through and energy pairing with the Defiant Moon Tarot that will be uploaded soon. Okay, so that is my 2 puppy love deck. It's, yeah, but I'm sure I'm going to use Yokai Yochi again, especially when I'm stuck with some of my past life situations. So yeah, now you know that one of my biggest reason using tarot is to check out my past life. Okay, so moving on. The third category, according to Lisa, is the friends with benefit category, but I don't have this in my library. I don't have this kind of feeling about my decks that I only do one. Hold on. No, I do have it. Sorry, not this one yet. I was confused with the one night stand category. Sorry. So I do have the friends with benefit category, which is, it's complicated for me. So it's complicated because yeah, it's kind of friends with benefits, kind of not. I'm kind of thinking of letting them go, but not really as well. So I don't know what to do, basically. So my complicated deck is the Bright Future Tarot. The Bright Future Tarot. So yeah, I really like this deck actually, and it looks modern. It looks modern, and it has elements that I like the most from a lot of deck, which is like this labyrinth feeling, which is more into the psychology point of view on things. But for some reason I don't get to use it, and I don't know why actually. Sometimes I kind of feeling that I'm forcing myself to use it. But I love the deck, and I love the cardstock as well, and it's made in the UK, so I really appreciate this deck a lot, and I really want to get to use this deck actually. It's just, I don't know, sometimes also like sometimes it's really attractive, this deck, but sometimes also it's like, oh, I have a repulsion to it, towards it. I don't know why. Yeah, as I say, it's complicated, right? But I do really love the artwork as well. I think there's a certain kind of rawness with the pencil, with how she's drawing and coloring the images. It feels very homey, and sometimes to me sometimes it feels like something that draws me in for home kind of feeling, but at the same time I repel it as well, because yeah, I have a complicated relationship with the word home or bright future kind of thing, you know. So I guess that's where it came from for me. But I love it. I love this deck actually. I just need to use it. Yeah, that's my number one complicated deck. And the second one that I have as a complicated is this one, Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot, not tarot, but Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid from Hay House. And the reason I put this lady in this category is because this is one of my first oracle deck that I have, and one of the first oracle deck that I purchased. And way back then I feel that reading with this deck is it's more connecting in a way that I feel it's very expansive in a way that but also at the same time with the keyword you can totally relate of the energy, what it is. Like for example, TikTok is of course the notion of time rushing in, you know, like come on, don't lose time kind of feeling. Again, home. So way back when I'm really connected to this energy, but as I have a different oracle decks now, I feel that I'm not really in tune with it anymore, and I actually have it in my eBay store to I'm letting this lady go basically, because yeah, I think because if I'm not connecting with it anymore, it's just going to gather dust in my collection, which is not fair, because there's nothing wrong with it. You see, it's like it's quite pristine despite I'm using it quite a bit. But I don't use it for client reading actually. I'm just using it for myself, maybe that's why. But yeah, there's not of a fault of her own, and I wish she has like a new home to go to and play with. You can check my eBay store. I will put it in the link in bio for this one. Yeah, so that is my complicated deck actually. Okay, moving on. Let's see what's next here. Oh, this is the one that I like. This next category is love at first sight. And with this category, oh my god, this is one of the category that makes me really starting to be very serious in my tarot life and reading, is because I started to realize that I like to work with images again. I mean, I used to work as a graphic illustrator, photographer for 10 years. So I work with images a lot, but then I'm kind of leaving that work and world behind. And I'm still working with photography for a little bit, but then I'm totally not working with it. But after I started to see some tarot decks, thanks to my psychology classes, I'm start to like searching a lot of decks, and one of the decks that I'm really totally falling in love at first sight is this deck, you know. And at that time I was like, oh my god, this deck, it's, I mean, I at that time it's already like out of print, I think, and I don't know where to get it, you know. And then no one ever sell it because it's been out of print back in 2005 or something like that, long time before I started to do tarot. until I started to add myself in some social media groups. And at one time, a really nice lady from Switzerland, she's kind of selling her collection, and one of it is like this lady, the Sakesakitaro, and I was like so filled with joy, you know, because yeah, I mean, I never thought that I could purchase this deck. It's just almost impossible. Yeah, but now this deck is being resurrected actually, and Monica Kiyosaki, which is the lady who created this deck, she's starting to send out her pre-order for the new Sakesakitaro. But yeah, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm also buy the new Sakesaki as well. But I think as the first love at first sight, I mean, I really love this deck as well, because there's some things that she changed. For example, a lot of these people here have no heads, and in the new deck they will all have heads. So that's what she's been doing, you know. And I really love this deck because of the explosion of color, and I'm someone who really excited of colors a lot. And in graphic design, I hardly have like a black and white tarot deck actually, and I have a couple, but I'm so lazy in making video about them. I'm kind of annoyed by myself about that actually, but yeah, I can't say anything. But I mean, this deck is really, to me, it's close to perfection, because when I'm thinking about the deck and I want to have it, to the moment I'm actually receiving it in the mail and start to checking them out, it's heaven. I mean, it's totally coming from the crush, and then it's really feeling like looking at something as a crush, and you met the person, and it is actually like it is, you know. It doesn't lie, it doesn't use too much Photoshop to make up themselves, you know. It's just really gorgeous. So yeah, this is my love at first sight deck. Can't help it, I really love this deck, and yeah, I will never let this go. It will never happen. So that is my love at first sight deck. But of course, outside of this deck, I also have quite several actually other love at first sight deck. But why this one is very special, it's because this deck is way back when, before I started become quite serious about tarot actually. And the other decks that love at first sight is the decks that I'm already serious about my tarot path as reader, you know. So these three decks is like love at first sight. Who doesn't love Cats Rule the Earth Tarot? Oh my god, this deck is so hilarious, because it's kind of giving you a feeling that you know, it's really have like a big cat personality in the deck. Like for example, like Four of Cups like this, they're not bored, you know. They're just doing what they want. And this deck is also really nice card stock as well, outside of just doing what they think about cat, what they're doing, you know. So one thing that I want to give a feedback on this deck actually, a lot of things that's depicting negative emotion, they put like this naked Rex cat that to me is totally unfair actually. For example, this cat is also like the devil as well, And yeah, basically a lot of negative emotion. I feel bad, you know, because I think that they are really really sweet cat, the Rex. So yeah, so yeah, sometimes I do reading for pets using this deck, especially cats. I actually don't have any um dog tarot deck. Actually, it's very interesting, and I just use the cat for all the pets reading. And I have different oracle decks instead if it's like for pets. But especially for cats, it's just very, you know, very prominent the way the behavior of the cats depicting in here. Like for example, the Nine of Swords is like, yes, I'm up and it's night. It's normal that I'm up, you know. I'm actually not thinking about anything. You're the one who's having trouble sleeping. Go back to bed, kind of thing. You see, like the Ten of Swords is the similar Rex cat again, you know? It's why? Yeah. But that is one of my love at the first sight deck. I really cherish this deck as well. And this deck is kind of new. Moving on, this two deck is also new. Ask the Witch Tarot. And yeah, and I love this deck when I see it the first time because especially in the major arcana, it's all the deities, the goddesses, and it's also incorporated Chinese, one of the Chinese major what do you call it, mythology, Shiwangmu, the goddess of the west, you know. And a lot of this is like a very witchy deck. That means that it's really highlighting people who based on their own ability to manage their situations, you know, and to thrive basically. So that's why I like to use this deck, especially when I'm feeling down, and to look at most of the image depicted here are like women, you know. I feel more empowered. And also this deck gives a more added perspective. For example, in Rider-Waite-Smith, the Queen of Cups only until here, right? But this one is so expansive, like she's on the whale. The whale is like the sea of wisdom, you know, the animal of wisdom, and she never let it go. So beautiful. And this, the moon with Hecate. It's quite rare actually to see a Hecate in a mass market tarot deck. I don't know why. Why? And the last one that the deck that I'm falling in love in the first sight is the Unfolding Path Tarot, that is going mass market very very soon this year. I just did the, what do you call it? I just did the silent flip through for this deck, and like, oh my god, when I'm unboxing it, I'm totally in love with the color of this deck as well, especially when you see it under the sunlight. It's just so much brighter. And I'm sorry guys, it's yeah, the light on my camera is suddenly go off, so yeah, I will try my best in post to do with the color. But it's so beautiful deck, and it's such easy reading with this one, so I'm using it also for my clients reading sometimes. So it's, yeah, look at the back, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why I'm waiting for so long also to get this deck. Somehow I didn't even know that this deck is also from the United Kingdom, you know, from the UK. So yeah, had I known, I bought it sooner. So that is concluding my love at the first sight tarot. Okay, what's next then? The next one, yeah, the one night stand that I don't have. Actually, the category, because it's not one night stand, is tried to have a deck, but then I feel like very annoyed by it immediately. So I don't have that feeling with my decks at the moment, so I don't include it in my video, this VR. So the next one is break time. Break time is, according to Lisa's category, is the one that we were on a break, you know, the deck that she's separated from for a while from the energy, but now it's back and she's connected again with this deck. Okay, and for me it's a little bit different. Break time, like we're on a break deck, is because I'm using a lot of my deck based on timeline, like if it's spring, summer, autumn, winter, I have dedicated deck. So of course, naturally I have break times deck. Okay, so my first break time deck is the True North Tarot. And the True North Tarot is it's a very unique deck in my opinion, because it's give me a feeling of traveling, you know, and then also to have it like a kaleidoscope of feelings outside of my current residence country, and a lot of them is actually from my birth country area, the photos that in here. So right now I'm in a break with it because I don't really want to think about my birth country at this moment. It's a bit complicated situation, and also because right now I'm building and developing business and I'm saving money for my study. So I'm not in traveling, I'm not currently in the traveling situations that I would wish I could be, you know. And this deck is really beautiful for reminding me of when I'm traveling with the Polaroid templates, you know. It's beautiful. And in the guidebook it always says where is the place that this particular picture taken, right? So it's kind of makes me homesick of traveling, if you know what I mean. So I used to travel a lot everywhere, and at one point in my life I was living in suitcases for almost a year, you know. So I enjoyed that lifestyle a lot, but because I'm in the different phases in my life now, so I have a little bit break time with this tarot deck. Yes. And another tarot decks that I have a break with right now is the Gentle Thrills Tarot. Actually, many decks. I don't think I'm going to open them all. Yeah. So this is, for example, like Antique Anatomy Tarot. It's the same with the Energy Archaeology. For me, these two decks are like decks that go hand in hand together when it's springtime and I start to move my body again, and I do my tarot practice based on my yoga movements, what kind of yoga movements that I need to do at that day. So yeah, basically in wintertime it's I don't use it, especially this winter. It's so cold, you cannot do anything outside, let alone yoga movements. So I'm taking a break from them. And yeah, that's why. And like this, for example, the Amazonian Angel Oracle, this is like, I have to have a break from this deck from time to time because it's so intense, and I'm only using this deck whenever I'm with my community, doing my plant medicine work, and to go deeper within before we do the ceremonies. So yeah, it looks like a Pablo Amaringo drawing, actually. If you're also someone who's doing plant medicine work, I recommend to use this deck to contemplate what you see, you know, during the event. Yeah, so this is what I use. And yeah, of course I have to take a break from it because it's just it's a big word to use this deck, actually, you know. A lot of work, yeah, a lot of details in the oracle deck. And the one that also that I'm kind of having a break now is the Gentle Thrills Tarot by Isa Beniston, which is like it's a shame because I also really love this deck. It's just one of those things where I starting to have too many decks that I want to work with at the same time, and some decks I just have to yield. So I kind of put this one aside for now for a break, because also I kind of work with it quite a bit when it first came out, and I really love it as well because of, you know, the border with the different colors in all the cards is very colorful. And as you know, I'm a very if you not new to my channel, you already know I like all the colorful decks. So reading with this deck is really like fish in the water for me, you know. So I think I'm going to go back also during the springtime with this deck. I'm sorry, deck. It's not that I'm abandoning you, but I am actually abandoning you. I'm so sorry. We're gonna play together again, okay? So that is my break time tarot decks. Okay. So the last one is pam paranam pam pam. Hold on. Pam paranam pam pam. The happily ever after marriage material. And in Lisa Puppet's video, this become like two different categories. One is the marriage material, like good for commitment, you know, but not there yet. And the other one is happily ever after, which is she said that is her soul cards 1 and 2. And also the other one is her own tarot deck that she's actually building right now. I hope for the best for the deck, you know, and it's a unicorn deck, so very looking forward to it. And for me, the happily the two categories is gone into one, because yeah, because I'm just am like that. If you're a marriage material, I'm going for it with you. It doesn't mean that you're going to be the only one though, but yeah, you're pretty much in my book, you know, in very close book. And for me, this deck, the number one deck for happily marriage ever after is pam paranam pam pam. Yes, it's the Playful Heart Tarot that actually I got from Lisa herself. This is like the first edition. Lisa, I hope you remember about this deck. This is the first edition because the second one has like different colors on the bottom, and this one all have the same colors. But yeah, I mean, I took this deck everywhere and to a lot of places. As you see, the box itself is kind of tattered right now, and yeah, because it went to the water and all of these things. I tried to get it blessed, but then it gone into the water. It's a good thing that it's not that far in yet, you know. So, and I didn't lose any card, so it's a good thing. But look at this card, right? Who doesn't, who can't be in love with these cards? They are so beautiful, and it's really a deck that I'm connecting with because it's kind of soothing my inner child a lot. So when I give a reading to my clients who have situations with some trauma or something like this, I'm using this deck because look at this. This is such a happy deck, you know. 8 of Wands. Even like the 8 of Swords, even though it's kind of sad, but it's still kind of cute as well in the same time. So of course you're kind of in love. Well, even though you're not in love, I am. So why I keep referring other people? But yeah, I'm totally in love. And also, like, every time it's give me different parts that need to be really taken care of or really said to clients. You know, sometimes this thing has become like the Aladdin lamp, but sometimes it's become, you know, something that the watering can, something like this that I saw in this deck. It's so beautiful, and it feels so adventurous and colorful again. You know, I'm someone who loves colors. And also it has like additional card, and it's really nice when it's came out in a reading because it's just give my clients is like a happy sigh, you know, like, ah, yes, of course, you know, embrace my inner child. So it's always so beautiful. So that is my happily ever after marriage material, number 1. So which ones are the other ones? This is my other happily marriage ever after decks. These 3 deck is like, oh my god, it's kind of yin to the yang to my Playful Heart Tarot. It's kind of complementing each other, you know, because let me explain. The Midnight City is very practical deck to have, and sometimes when I just want to know something very quick in a modern way, I'm just using this deck because it's very modern, and it's very beautiful in a way that the person itself is in hollow figure, so it's kind of genderless in that way, and it's give you a feeling, you know, a feeling that you're in New York, where this deck dedicated to the city of New York, and it's very urban feeling within this deck, so it's relatable straight away for me, you know. So I really love this deck also to read for every day and also for clients. And the other one is the Weaver Tarot, this one. And this deck, like, oh my goodness, this is Third of Fire, the Weaver Ascendant. Oh my goodness, the way that this deck talk and give messages is very spot on, and you just cannot miss the message. And sometimes it's like kind of like, come on, don't stop bullshitting, you know, let's do this. Let's do this, don't do that, things like that. It's just like it's a deck when I want to have like a slap in the face kind of feeling, you know, if you know what I mean. It's like I know that I'm bullshitting myself, but I just need it, you know. I just need the cards to tell me that I'm bullshitting myself. So I will use this Threads of Fate card, and to accompany these decks of my marriage material is the Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. This one. It's also because sometimes I'm really stuck in my ways and I don't want to surrender things. So yeah, this is also wordings that I need when I need like a slap in the face as well. It's very to the point. So yeah, so that is my my happily marriage ever after. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe, share and comments in my videos. I would love it to know what you think about my choices, and do you work with the deck that I'm choosing as well. It would be nice to have your opinion about these decks that I'm using today for VR deck crush to Lisa Papes. Okay, thank you so much guys for sharing your time with me. I hope this video is also helpful for your tarot journey, and see you again in the next video. Okay, please do have a good day and night whenever you watch this. See you guys to the next video. Bye.